Morning, everyone. My name is Peter Flaherty, and I'm a director and a video artist. And I've always been excited about creating projects where the audience leaves and says, I've never really seen anything like that before. And I started my career as a theater director and video designer, and then also was making art and installations for galleries and museums, and then participatory storytelling in AR and VR. And my passion is really when all of these areas come together with art, visual art, performance, film living in the same space at the same time. I'll briefly show some previous work. I worked as a key collaborator and video designer for the Builders Association, Complicité, Big Dance Theater, Basil Twist, and others. Collaborated with Stephen Sondheim on Broadway. I have 3 operas in repertory at the Metropolitan Opera, Parsifal, Lohengrin, and The Flying Dutchman. And I've created art installations for museums such as the Institute of Contemporary Art in Philadelphia. My first VR project was called The Surrogate, and it was an Interactive Innovation Award finalist at South by Southwest in 2016 for achievement in interactive narrative. I did Eternals AR for Marvel and Disney, which was a tie-in to Chloe Zhao's film of the same name. And I created The Dial, which was an interactive mystery that combined AR and projection mapping. It premiered to some acclaim at Sundance in 2019 and has been touring to art centers and museums since. You, the participant, control time in the story by moving your body. But what I'm here to talk about today is Empire at Sea. Empire at Sea is a solar punk AR drama about a group of climate scientists that moved to an oil rig for their summer sabbatical to try to create a sustainable city at sea. Halfway through the summer, the big one hits, wipes out the mainland, and they have to fend for themselves. We drop into the story 5 years later, and we meet our young female protagonist, Lonnie, on the morning she sees a boat on the horizon, and it's the first boat or sign of civilization they've seen in 5 years. The story explores themes of sustainability, multicultural communities, has a diverse and recognizable cast, including Orlando Jones from American Gods, Ayelet Zur, Jeff Aaron from Goliath, and Beth Grant from No Country for Old Men. The volumetric characters were captured at Intel Studios, the most advanced holographic capture stage ever built. The story is experienced in an Apple Vision Pro by 10 simultaneous audience participants. I designed a custom LED table that makes it appear as though the holograms are emanating from the tabletop. As you can see in this rendering, the audience can choose their path through the story, and so it creates a participatory narrative. The interactive table is used for both interiors and exterior shots, which allows us to create a fully interactive AR film. This was the largest original project funded by Intel Studios. The volumetric character capture is fully complete. I own all the rights to the project and media outright, and it's compelling to both science and entertainment venues, and we're actively talking to both. Here, I'll play a short clip of our next-gen holograms. So you'll notice in this brief clip of a single character that you can see strands of hair, you can see even details like shoelaces. And this holographic quality is really, you can't really see it on that screen at all. Could you see it? A little bit? All right, well, I'll show you an image that's a little bit clearer. But the holographic quality is really unparalleled. We're using a technology called Gaussian splatting. But best of all, I developed this project as a trilogy. And with all 3 episodes in combination, it'll make it a feature-length experience. The first episode is now nearly complete and is anticipated to premiere at the Venice Film Festival in September. It cost $1.4 million, which I raised through commissions from Lincoln Center, where it will have its US premiere in January, and through ASU Gamage, where it will show in March. And we're working with the Schwartzman Center here at Yale to join the commissioning group, so hopefully we'll bring it to New Haven as well. And I've received generous grants from AGOG and the Sloan Foundation to make this happen. But the opportunity here is that I'm seeking $2 million to make episodes 2 and 3 of the trilogy. And the goal is that these episodes will be licensed to location-based entertainment centers, and will ultimately be available on a variety of platforms for digital download for headsets and mobile devices. Perhaps this could be the first XR project that spawns a media franchise rather than ends up being the proliferation tool for one. I have a demo of episode 1 in a Vision Pro headset here with me, and I'll be showing demos today and tomorrow. So tonight, I think it's at the Innovation Summit where the dome is, and tomorrow from 11 to 1:30 p.m. in a classroom. You can see it on the schedule. And I'm excited to share it with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Any questions from the judges?
Just a practical question.
Yeah.
If for the location-based entertainment, is there a sense of capacity of the number of participants who can engage at any one time? And it's a feature-length duration, so I'm just trying to look at scalability.
So first off, it'll launch as episode 1, which is a 22-minute experience. So it'll run 2 groups per hour, so 2 groups of 10 per hour in a 2,000 to 3,000 square foot space. So we've got a lot of questions about building multiple tables. So base throughput is roughly the size of a black box theater expectation, so about 100 people a day. And we're using about that much space. So it was built with that specifically in mind. So for presenters, it works in that model. But for people who are doing like larger centers who could say have 10,000 square feet, we have one that we're talking to that's going to try to build 4 tables. So they'd up the throughput to 400 people a day or something like that. Science museums we're talking to about building special ticketed exhibitions in their museums. The trilogy would expand it to the full feature-length duration.
So 2 questions that are related. One, is the build complete for episode 1? Meaning the table, everything is turnkey at this point, or is there still work to do?
The funding is in place. The digital portion is at 85-90%.
Yeah.
Will be ready by the end of June. The build is happening next week in LA, and we're going to be in a workshop in a warehouse in LA for the entirety of June. By the end of that, we'll be fully locked, and we'll be getting on a boat.
Got it. So there's some risk in June, but for the build.
But June is already fully funded. I'm not even really
Not the
looking for
funding,
money
I
for
mean
that.
the build risk, right? The second piece is the LBE question.
Yeah.
So the throughput that you talked about, what LBE partners can you imagine? Because the ones that I'm understanding are, if you think about things in public spaces like malls, et cetera, where Netflix House and these things are happening, the throughput is much larger than 500 per day, for one build. So what kind of reception have you been getting that? And what's that length of that first episode? Is that part of the limitation of the 500? It's multiple hours, or?
It's 22 minutes.
So it's 22 minutes.
can
So it
roll
could be
a lot.
recycled. So it's 500. I see what you're saying. But it's
Exactly.
only really 10 at a time. So there's only so much. That's the problem.
What we've been receiving in feedback so far is that the visual impact of the piece with these photorealistic holograms that you can interact with is great enough that it becomes like a kind of jewel box special experience within a larger LBE space.
Got it. So it's like one component of a multi-experience LBE kind of space. Hence
Type
the
of-
museum, hence the got it.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
So like, let's see, like we've been talking to the Exploratorium in San Francisco, for example, who was like, this ticks both boxes. This is about science, it's super creative, and it's visually provocative. How could we work with this? We might put it in one of our adjacent warehouses, make it a special ticketed thing people would go to. So there's a few others. I can tell you about a few other venues.
Okay.
But I'm exploring different, each one is sort of slightly customized per venue.
So then thinking when you have episode 2,
We do have
episode
to go
3,
on.
they'll
I'm
all
so
be,
sorry.
They'll all be together potentially. That's what you talked about, is that?
Yeah, and the big hit there is when it's downloadable at home.